have the project charter presentation. So, okay. Okay, so lesson overview for project risk management. So, okay, so you have project risk management. Second is the risk management planning process. So the process are very similar to what we have discussed in the enterprise risk management, but this time there's no classification as to what type of risk ni siya. Okay, so you do not classify them as political risk, economic risk, and so on. Okay, so plan risk management. So second is identifying the risk. Third is performing qualitative risk analysis. Fourth is perform quantitative risk analysis, and then last, then you have the planned risk responses. Okay, so the last process in this in the project risk management is on controlling those risks. Okay, so project risk management is a systematic practice that identifies, analyzes, and responds to project risks. Okay, so identify, analyze, and respond. So the primary goal of the project risk management is to maximize, okay, so take note, maximize the likelihood and impact of positive risk or opportunities and minimize the likelihood and impact of the negative risk or threats. So, kanina discuss na ni Gaina what are the activities under planning and activities under monitoring and controlling. Okay, so planned risk management is the process of uh, how to conduct the risk management activities for a project. Okay, so it is your guide on how to do the risk management. So what are the elements of a risk management plan? So unsay naa dira nga plan? So first you have the methodology. So methodology refers to the process or activities on how are you specifically do the risk management. Second are roles and responsibilities. So who will do the risk management? Okay. So who will do the risk management and what are their responsibilities. So next is the budgeting. Okay. So at what amount or what resources do you need, okay, to be able to conduct the risk management? Timing. Okay. when are you gonna conduct the plan, or where are you gonna execute the risk management plan. Okay? And then you have the risk categories. Okay? And then what is your definition of the probability and impact? Okay? So dapat na amoy ko na ani ka ng legend as to why would you uh, consider probability. What do you mean by a low probability? Okay? So dapat naka-define na siya. So low probability, very low probability, high probability. Okay? So dapat na siya criteria on how did you arrive to that uh, classification, and also the impact. Okay? So how would you define an impact that is very high, and how do you consider an impact that is very low? So what is your basis? Okay? So dapat klaro na siya so that magkasinabot mo sa how are you gonna analyze the different types of risks. So identify risk is the process of determining which risk may affect the project and documenting their characteristics. So take note, we are only specific to that. The risk that we are going to identify is only specific for that project and not for the entire business. Okay? So kada ra gyud siya nga project. So the key to project risk management is the identification of discrete events that if they happen, what would be the factors that will be affected. Okay? So if this risk will happen, dapat kompleto na siya. If this risk will happen, what will happen to the scope? Okay? Apektado ba ang scope? Apektado ba ang schedule, the budget perhaps, or the cost, and or the quality objectives for the specific project? Okay? So muna atong tanawon nga kung makaapekto ba siya sa atong scope, sa schedule, sa cost, or sa quality sa project. So risk event statement. So this is how are you going to state the different types of risk. Okay. So the risk event, a simple risk event statement is as follows. Okay. So if event X occurs, then the project objective Y will be affected. Okay. So there should be a cause and effect. So dili pwedeng magsuot lang ka dito og say COVID-19 pandemic. Okay? So kana COVID-19 pandemic, we cannot assume nga it will have a negative impact to the project because there are there possibly nga naapod siya positive effect. Okay? Or it will bring opportunity to that project nga mas mapadali or mas mo succeed. Okay? So dapat kompleto siya. So if event occurs, X occurs, then project objective Y will be affected. Okay? So for example, you may identify a work slowdown or strike initiated by union labor as a risk event. So kung naay mga strike, so of course this has a negative impact to the project schedule. So dili dayon siya mahuman og dali. So for example, this is how you're going to state the risk. So if the ABC union initiates a strike coincidental with the scheduled start of the build phase of the project, the completion of the activities associated with work packages. So for example, these are numbered 3.1.1.1 until or through 3.1.1.4, it will be delayed by 2 or 6 weeks. Okay? So 'di ba mas klaro siya, mas specific unsay ah mas specific ang risk. Therefore, the advantage ani ko mas specific imong risk, then you can decide or you can really get the right idea or the right solution for the or the right response for the following for that risk. Okay. So tools and techniques in identifying the risk. So where can you identify the risk? Okay? So you can have the WBS or the work breakdown structure, your activity list, activity duration estimates, activity cost estimates, and so on. Okay. So assumptions and estimates that cannot be justified and proved to be invalid poses high risk level. So those assumptions and estimates nga atong gihimo, if they are not justified, okay, they are also part of the risk. Okay. So they also poses high risk level. Okay? So you can also conduct a SWOT analysis to identify risk, and you may also refer to your past or to the past similar projects. Okay, so you have the idea on what risk or what events they have encountered that positively uh, positively impact the project, or what are the past events that negatively impact the similar project. So information gathering techniques. So aside from those documents or the tools, so you may conduct the following among your team members. Okay. So these are the different information gathering techniques. So first is brainstorming. Okay. So brainstorming with the team members. Second is interviews with the project team members and stakeholders. Okay. So ang difference sa interviews or brainstorming. So sa brainstorming man good mag-gather mo tanan. Okay. So in one place or in one location, in one meeting room, okay, or perhaps in a virtual conference. In interviews, you really have to the project manager. So perhaps we'll have a one-on-one interview with the different team members and the stakeholders. Okay. So next is the Delphi method. So if maulaw siya during the meeting, so you can ask maski written, okay, verbal or written. So you can ask input from the several experts or specialists. So especially those who have conducted the said project before. Okay. And fourth is the root cause analysis. So identifying the root cause. And then last is experts with relevant experience. Okay. Experts with relevant experience. So you're familiar already with the risk register. So it is the primary output from the identification of risk. Okay, so the contents of the risk register are the following. So what are the identified risks? What are your potential responses? The probability or likelihood, and the impact, and lastly is the risk owner. Okay, so performing qualitative risk analysis. So it is the process of prioritizing risk for further analysis or action by assessing and combining the probability of occurrence and impact. So in our discussion sa ERM, this refers to risk assessment and risk evaluation. Okay? So risks are analyzed and ranked according to significance. Okay? So there's a need to rank the risk. So of course, unahon yun nato itong mga taas og impact o taas og probability. Okay? Performing the quantitative risk. So it is the process of prioritizing risk for further analysis or action by assessing and combining their probability of occurrence and impact. So, what are the goals? So, first is to identify the possible outcomes for the project and their probabilities. Okay. So, second is assess the probability of achieving specific project objectives. And third is identify risks requiring the most attention by quantifying the relative contribution, okay, so to overall project risk. Fourth is identify realistic and achievable cost, the schedule, and the scope target given the uncertainty within the project. And uh, number five, determine the best project management decision when some conditions on outcomes are uncertain. So later I will show you the qualitative risk and quantitative risk. So planned risk responses. So it is the process of developing the options and actions to enhance opportunities and reduce threats to project objectives. So risk response planning addresses the risk by the ranking or priority. It involves inserting deliverables, activities, and resources into the WBS schedule and budget as needed. Okay? So, kumbaga, kung naani siya nga mga risk, you may justify, uh, this could be the risk, the output from your risk management could also be your justification for the katong mga contingency. Okay? Di ba sa budget na ay contingency fund, na po siya ay management fund. Okay? This could be one of your bases. Risk register includes the planned risk responses as well as the response owner. So aside from identifying the risk responses, so you should also assign a response owner. Okay? So the response owner is the one who will execute the the risk response. So the risk response strategies for threats. Okay, so these are only for threats. So the activities are acceptance. Okay, so for threats, so this can be added under contingency reserve. So katong mga risk nga maski unsa pay ko ano nimo, you cannot really stop that. Okay? Or there's no uh, way to avoid to transfer and mitigate those risks. So this can be accepted and can be part of the contingency reserve. So avoid. So if the risk can be avoided, so and the benefits outweigh the possible cost, then avoid them. Okay, so transfer. So it's shifting the negative impact of a threat along with the ownership of risk response. Okay, so you're shifting the impact including the ownership of the risk. Okay, to some companies. So for example, insurance. So you're transferring the negative impact to the insurance companies, and you may also buy some derivatives, okay, to hedge against interest and fluctuation of prices. Mitigate is the reduction. Okay? So reduction of the likelihood and impact of the risk event. So those are for threats. Now let's go to the response strategies for opportunities. So in acceptance, there are uh, two actions. So one is active acceptance. Okay. So you may include that in your contingency reserve or contingency plan. Okay. So for example, there's a possibility nga due to COVID, it will increase, our sales would increase. Okay? So dapat makakope up ta sa demand, okay, by employing some employees or buying another machine. Okay? So it could be part of the contingency reserve. Passive acceptance, so you choose to do nothing about it. Okay. Second is exploit. Okay. So again, kaning acceptance, it will only be done after exhausting all the ideas. Okay. To exploit, to share, or enhance. Okay. If dili ma-exploit, dili ma-share, di ma-enhance, then the reasonable choice is to accept the risk. Second is to exploit. Okay. So you take steps to make certain the opportunity is captured to benefit the project goals. Okay. Okay. So for example, during the quarantine, okay, so those who are into mga sa tawagan na nila, mga food panda, Uber, okay. So they can exploit the opportunity, okay, by making sure that they will deliver or they will take the orders and deliver it on time, and making sure that they have enough manpower uh to cater to all those demands. So share, so you can share the risk, okay, by having a partnership or strategic alliance with a third party who is most capable to capture the opportunity for the benefit of the project. Okay. So example ani is kana bitawng you know that the business will boom. Okay. So for example, kato mga food panda, okay? But for you to have you have the capital, you have the money to be able to, for example, to franchise, okay? However, you don't have the expertise, okay, on how to do the business, okay? That's why you may partner with someone or an expert in that field, okay? Or perhaps you have the money to buy a franchise. However, your time is not kuan um busy ka on other projects or on other activities. So you can as a partner with someone, okay, who have more time with the business. Okay. Fourth is enhancing, so increasing the likelihood and impact of the risk event. Okay. So you're actually increasing the likelihood. So kung sa threat imo minimize, sa opportunity you are increasing the likelihood and impact of that risk. Okay, so the last process is controlling the risk. So it is the process of implementing the risk response plans, tracking identified risks, monitoring residual risk, identifying the new risk, and evaluating risk process throughout the project. So the risk management plan is will not end kung nakahimo na kaog risk register. So it must also be continuously updated for the new risk or for the risk that did not happen, okay, and for the implementation of the risk response plans. So ongoing risk management. So again, the risk management is iterative. So you will still continue to do the following. Okay? So first, evaluate document events, actions, and results. Second is to implement and update the risk response plans as required. Third is to execute the risk mitigation plans. Fourth is evaluate risk process effectiveness. Five is take corrective actions. Six is to execute the risk response or the contingency plans. Seven is develop and implement workarounds when needed for unplanned responses. Eight is to maintain the and update the risk management plan. And lastly is to document the lessons learned. Okay, so it's very important that we always document the lessons learned so that when we do the similar project or others who will do the similar project, so they can already identify, so it's easy for them to identify the risk. Okay, okay, so I'm gonna show you to the okay, so the difference between a quantitative risk and a qualitative risk. All right, so this is the qualitative risk. So you have there the probability, the impact. Okay, so very low, low, moderate, high, very high. So for impact, the same. I think baliktad niya siya. Okay. Okay, so kaning nasa dire, nasa sulod, these are the evaluated. So combination of very low, very high. So the risk will still be considered as low. Okay. So for the quantitative risk, so kani siya mali ni siya, baliktad ni siya. So dapat kani ang 10. For example, you assign numbers to each impact. You also assign risk. So for very low that you assign 1, low is 3. Okay, so if you notice all the odd numbers akong gibutang sa probability while while the impact are mga even numbers. Okay, so just multiply it. So 1 times 10 is 10. 3 times 10 is 30. So 50, 70, and 90. We have 8. So multiply lang. Okay. So instead of words, ang naa diri are the points or the numbers. Okay. So very low. So pwede siya inanion ninyo. So you just assign points. So in your evaluation, so what are the points that are considered very low, low, moderate, high, end? very high. Okay? So you can use this or perhaps katong gaina. Okay? So qualitative risk matrix. So for the risk register, so you see probability, overall risk. Okay, so plan or the risk response. So owner and the details. Okay. Okay, pero kung detalyado na kayo diri sa kuan, ano, the details refer to the risk response plan. So sa risk description, so kani siya na ani siya kulang. So dapat the risk should be more specific. Okay? So it should have a cause and effect. Okay? Okay, so um, I'm done with the presentation. So you can now ask questions.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Kaning sa, di ba anak ka nga basta group leader lang ang mag-pass? Tapos, ang kani mangging kibali nag-pass na among leader pero sa amo wala pa gihapon siya kibali niingon nga naka-pass me. So kinahanglan ba nga mo kuha mi sa copy niya mo pass pud mig amo or si leader lang gid dapat.
Si leader lang.
Si leader lang gyud. Ah, sige, sige.
Anyway, I will know the kuan. Okay. Kay kanang sa inyong Neo LMS, need pa magyud na siya gihapon i-transfer to the Excel file.
Ah,
So I would know nga kuan. So if this is the leader nga nagpass, so I will include the sa paghatag sa score. I will also include the members. Okay.
okay, sir. Thank
Okay.
you, sir.
So as long as you submit nga na ang mga pangalan
Member.
sa inyong team members, so
Mm.
kuan, okay ra na siya.
Kulbaan man
Okay?
gid mi sir kay basig sa niyo man gid kay pag di makapass ba niya mo labay na sa due kay di ba mo graduhan na siya brag 5.0 man ata ang ana man gid siya.
Oh, they don't worry about sa Neo kay duha man gud ka system atong ginagamit but sa Neo ang ginagamit lang for now are for the for these learning activities. However, remember we have also purchased the OPIS. Okay? So dili pwede nga mo substitute ang Neo for OPIS. Okay? So OPIS gyapon ang ato ang kuan basihan for your grades. Okay? Okay, kung dili nato i-transfer to OPIS, maglisod mo og enroll. Okay? Because they are connected. Okay?
Thank you,
So
sir.
don't worry about that. Mm. Okay, so other questions, clarifications? Okay, so I hope you have done. So hinahinay na mug ka nang himo sa inyong mga assessments. Okay? Because remember by next month magsugod na mo og himo sa inyong kuan. Okay? Uh your last activity, 'di ba? Yung the project charter. Okay? So hopefully mahimo na ninyo. So apason ninyo nga di mo maabtan og December 24 kay murag kasad na ba ana. Okay? So you're still doing your assessments even on a Christmas Eve. Okay? So try to finish all your assessments. Okay? So by next our last meeting would be Okay, we only have one topic left. Okay, for our synchronous class, and that is the closing of the project. Okay, so how to to finalize your project charter and how to close the project. Okay, so after doing the project, so then there are nagyapon ay activities nga pagabuhaton. Dili kay paghuman sa project mo biya na dayon kang. Okay? So kumbaga na closure gyapon. Okay? Okay? So mura na nag-imong relasyon so dapat na closure. Okay?
Sana all.
Sana all na closure. Okay, so no more questions. Okay, so I think none. So see you on our last synchronous class on November 17. So after that, you can have your semifinals, and then you have more time to finish all your assessments. Okay? So hopefully by December na magpa-schedule og presentation. Okay? Para kuha na makalingkawas na mo isa ka subject. Okay? So thank you. Thank you for your participation. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, sir. God bless.
Thank you. God bless.